Fantasy Football, we are back. We're going to give you some running back rankings. We're going to run down our list of top 25 PPR running backs.
Yeah, and even the top 4 are getting a little bit dicier by the days, you know. I mean, Barkley's, everybody on the outside, everybody in the wide receiver core is dropping like flies. Shepard's breaking his thumb. Coleman's out for the season. And Golden Tate suspended
for 4 games
for PEDs, talking about fertility drugs. He's lying. They're not going to let that fly. He's going to miss those 4 games. So it's going to be Barkley and Eli Manning and Evan Ingram, I guess, versus the world. I just don't know. I mean, it's going to be 8 men in the box, even on 3rd and 8, I feel, at this point.
I mean, what other option do they have? That's probably about it. I think that's really all they got. So what we're going to do is he's going to say who his number 1 guy is. Then I'm going to say where that guy is on my list. And kind of we're just going to go right down the chute here.
As of today, I got Zeke number 1. But there's talk of him being down in Mexico and Jerry Jones on radio stations talking about how you don't need a bell cow number 1 leading NFL rusher to win Super Bowls. That's kind of scaring me a little bit. Although Zeke does have 2 years left on his contract, so he doesn't appear by August 6th. He's still going to have 2 years left on his contract. So I think he has to show up.
And there's some serious fines coming up too once it gets here in the next couple weeks. But yeah, for your reasons mentioned, partying down in Mexico, getting wild.
Well, they say he's working out.
I don't know. He's partying, baby.
I don't know. He got pretty beefy the last time he was suspended for 6 games, dude.
So for me, he's still in my first tier. I've got 4 running backs in the first tier. You know, your normal guys. But he's number 4 overall on my list.
I mean, with the Barkley situation, with all the wide receivers going down and Zeke hanging out in Mexico, it's getting closer and closer to McCaffrey being my number 1.
And I just feel like you can win a championship without your first round pick being there, but it is a hell of a lot easier to win when you got your stud first round pick. I just don't want to be in a situation where last year where it was pretty much Gurley or Bell, it's a toss up 1 and 2, take your pick. And those people that picked Bell, it was a lot tougher time winning your league last year. So I'd rather just pick a guy who is at camp that's a surefire, don't miss player. When all these guys are so close anyway, in my opinion.
All right, the only reason I don't have Kamara number 1 is they brought in Latavius Murray. They gave more money to Latavius Murray than they probably would have had to give in to Mark Ingram. So that's saying they're probably going to use Latavius Murray in at least the Mark Ingram role. And so I think that's why I can't put Kamara in the number 1 spot.
I mean, if you look at Latavius Murray, I think he's one of only, I can't remember the other back, but I want to say it was one of 2 backs who the last 4 years has had at least 6 rushing touchdowns. So in Sean Payton's system, they're still going to give a lot of different looks to different running backs.
He's getting drafted as a borderline flex play in a lot of 12-team leagues, Latavius Murray is. So people are expecting him to be touching footballs. You also look at McCaffrey. I mean, he's very capable. I mean, you can't deny this guy. He could be number 1 even with these guys playing full 16 games with, you know, with full potential. I mean, McCaffrey had 11 of 15 games, over 20 PPR, 9 of which were 26 or better, 430 plus. He only had 3 games. He only had 3 games under 14 PPR, and his low water mark was 13.5. So
is he your number 2 running back, McCaffrey?
Yeah, McCaffrey is sitting at number 2 right now.
All right, McCaffrey is my number 2, and you have not said the number 1 in my list, which is Barkley. But McCaffrey, I've got 2. I mean, 107 receptions last year. And like you said, if you don't count Week 17, which most leagues are not even involved in Week 17, the low water mark, 13.5 PPR points. That's just disgusting. That's a guy. I mean, and for me, who you're probably going to touch on next, because I'm assuming Barkley's your 3rd.
Yeah, Barkley's number 3 right now.
For me, Barkley's my number 1 guy. This guy had over 2,000 yards last year total as a rookie. What separates me between McCaffrey and Barkley is Barkley last year in 20-plus yard carries. He was first in the league with 16. McCaffrey, 17th in the league. So that was my really big stat that differentiated these guys of really the openness of the offense, that these guys can just take it the distance on any given play. We're talking averaging 1 rush a game of 20-plus
Oh,
yards.
Barkley had a lot of Barry Sanders-like touchdowns last year to save a lot of fantasy weeks for a lot of players, but I was afraid of that team being a dumpster fire. I mean, look at the McCaffrey
I mean, it was pretty
production.
bad last year. Even the second half of the season, though. I mean, you look at the second half of the season, when OBJ was missing time, he was still putting up 30 PPR points.
I mean, the only thing that's going to save you is they're probably going to dump it off to him 6 or 7 times a game minimum. I mean, McCaffrey still had only 2 games under 5 receptions on the season, 6 games with 7 or more receptions, and 2 games with double-digit receptions. I mean, that is insane.
All right, what we got number 4?
Number 4, I got Kamara.
He's my number 3 guy. And this guy's a touchdown machine. He's played 31 career games. He has 31 career touchdowns. I mean, he's had 81 catches back-to-back years. And we've seen the ceiling on this guy, but I think there's even more ceiling than I think it's going to be in between somewhere what we saw of his first, 4 or 5 weeks last year and to finish the season. I think he's going to have slightly better numbers than even what we've seen of him his rookie year and his second year so far.
Yeah, I mean, Kamara does get it sexy there out there for you. He had 8 games over 100 scrimmage yards, but he had 1 game at 99, so, fuck it, give him the 9 games with 100 scrimmage yards. But other than that Week 5 game where they basically just, phased him out, let him rest into the bye week.
Yeah, it was, he had the 4 weeks where it was totally the low with Mark Ingram out. Week 5 pretty much just say, you're basically another bye week for you.
His low yardage in a game other than that game was 87. I mean, that's but nasty. All right, that's our first tier. The 4 guys, they're over with. But with Melvin Gordon, this thing's getting real scary in the Melvin Gordon department.
I mean, they're looking like he's probably going to be missing maybe a week or 2 at this point.
Think he's going to go the full VJax and sit the entire 10? VJax did that to the Chargers 7 or 8 years ago, whatever it was.
I think he could.
That's scaring the shit out of me.
I mean, you look at a guy like he was in the same draft.
And that's why I had Gordon at the bottom of my second.
Yeah, he was in the same draft as the guys like Gurley. And Gurley has already seen his massive, massive contract. So, I mean, I think Gordon's deserving of it. Really, it's the health factor. But if you're looking at this team, if you want to win a Super Bowl, you need him in this lineup.
Yeah, the Chargers probably aren't going to, who's to say? But the Chargers probably have a way better chance of winning a Super Bowl with Melvin Gordon on the field. But the Chargers, their pocketbooks are probably tight. I mean, they can't even sell out the 25,000-seat StubHub Arena. I mean, that's ridiculous.
They need to go back to San Diego.
Like, it cost you $450 to sit in the nosebleed of Bears-Packers Week 1, and they'll probably give you, they're ushering you in with probably 5 free beers into these games. I mean, what is happening? I mean, they're probably StubHub Arena. They're probably like, bring your whole family for $20. Here's 5 free beers. Just sit there and hopefully buy some popcorn or some shit.
All right. So Gordon, last guy in your second tier. Who you got number 5 running back?
And David Johnson right now is my number 5.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have. Number 5. I mean, last year we're talking, maybe a little disappointment, but he was still 9th PPR last year. He had 3 single-digit games, and you only had 2 games over 20. This is more of a floor play for me, that the guy has been healthy last year, and I think this is an offense that is improving, but like I said, only 2 games over 20 last year, and still was the 9th ranked PPR running back. I think this is just the safest play out of these guys.
Yeah, and you look at it, Kingsbury's out there. If they can maintain first downs, he's looking to run probably top 5 plays of anybody in the NFL. They're looking to probably try to be top 5 in plays run in the NFL. And that's something I always look at when I'm trying to differentiate between 2 guys I like a lot. Like, if this is an offense that's going to push this ball in the field, because you look at guys like the Chargers we talk about. They're like out there running like 50, 55 plays a game. You watch Phillip Rivers, he's hutting the shit out of that thing till 2 seconds left on the play clock. Every single play, it makes you sick when you're watching.
This offense might be the closest thing that we saw Chip Kelly his first year as head coach, where they just simply want to run as many offensive plays as they can.
I think Kyler Murray, how can you not say he's an incredible upgrade over Josh Rosen? Sam Bradford. I mean, you got to think.
I
the
think their
spread
offense. I think their offense is going to surprise a lot of people. I really do. I'm not.
I mean, you don't have to win football games for David Johnson to be good.
No,
That
and
doesn't
I mean, there's
happen.
a lot of wide receivers in this offense. So I think Kyler Murray will have a very respectable rookie year. I think their defense is going to be very bad, especially with Patrick Peterson not there the first few games of the season. I think that secondary is going to be horrendous. But
Yeah, he could be. David Johnson could get full Barkley. You know, just we're down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. We're gonna half the plays probably gonna be a dump off.
All right, number 6.
I got James Conner, number 6. He's been sneaking up my rankings because Mixon's lost a couple linemen out there, and AJ Green is now hurt, so he's not attracting defenders anymore. So I bumped him. I switched him. I used to have Mixon above Conner, but now I got Conner right above Mixon.
Yeah, he's going on my board right now. I've got him at my 7th ranked running back, and he was 6th last year in PPR. What he had, he averaged in his big stretch, he averaged 22 points a game in PPR. Which, I mean, let's just say if you take it down to 17 points per game, and you average that, so he's going on 5 full PPR points a game, and if he plays 16 games, he still is exactly the same amount of PPR points as last year, which gave him 6th at running back.
Yeah, I mean, the guy had 500-yard rush games last year. He's good in PPR, solid PPR production. Only 1 game under the 3 receptions. And, touchdown hawk, 13 touchdowns in 13 games. So, good production.
Yeah, so like I said, I mean, you average 22 a game. You're not expecting to probably go that much. But if we're being really exaggerative and dropping 5 full PPR points, 17 average, he's literally the same points per game if he plays all 16 games, which I think they're looking to do, getting more Jalen Samuels involved.
I'm not afraid of Jalen Samuels talk, though. I'm really not.
I think he's going to be catching some balls. I think it's going to be like a 70-30 split. I don't think it's going to be this split backfield. I think Conner will still get the far majority of the load and basically every red zone took.
Yeah. I mean, I got full faith that James Conner is that back end first, early second round draft pick out there as your number 6 overall running back. And you got number 7. I got Big Joe Mixon out there.
Joe Mixon, for me, I got him at 9. I got Joe Mixon at 9.
Yes, I ain't knocking Joe even down to the 3rd tier.
Third
tier in my boy.
For me, I got him very top of the 3rd tier. I just can't talk him into that 2nd tier conversation. I think AJ Green missing a couple weeks and missing their number 1 draft choice, their big boy Jonah Williams.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna hurt. But this guy, like I kind of said with David Johnson, I mean, you didn't think it was that sexy, but David Johnson was 9th PPR last year. Joe Mixon, we're talking almost 240 carries, averaging 4.9 yards a carry last year.
The guy's offensive line was just as trash last year. Finished 10th in PPR in 14 games. 7 of the 14 games had 100 yards of offense and 10 with 15 or more touches. So, I mean, he's involved. And he's getting it done out there, even behind a lackluster offensive line last year. I think his pass catching maybe even increases this year with the new coaching. I'm still in on Joe in the middle of the tier 2 at number 7.
Yeah, caught 43 balls last year, so it's not like he's a guy who's not catching balls. He's going to be in that 40 to 50 range, so I couldn't crack him into my top 8. I just couldn't do it.
Le'Veon Bell, he's up next on my list.
Le'Veon Bell, I got it 8th overall on my list.
I got him at 8. But this isn't the end of my tier 2. I still got a couple guys. This is the end of your tier 2, correct?
Well, I also have Melvin Gordon at 6.
Oh yeah, you got another. Yeah. I got Melvin in the end of my this tier right now.
Yeah, so I
got 2 more guys in my tier 2.
I've got 4 guys in my first tier. I've got 4 guys in my second. I got David Johnson 5, Melvin Gordon 6, James Conner 7, Le'Veon Bell 8. So let's talk Le'Veon Bell here. Get this, dude. Since 2014, guess how many games he's had less than 10 PPR points? Since 2014.
Games that he's actually played football in?
Yes.
Because he had a lot last year.
You're right. Games that he played since 2014. How many single-digit PPR games has he had?
1.
He's at 3.
I went for the incredible. I was like, I know it's going to be fucking astounding.
Since 2014.
But that might just be a Pittsburgh Steelers thing, man. We see. I mean, I'm not drafting James Conner because I think James Conner is this ultimate sexy deluxe running back talent that you've never seen before. I'm drafting him because he's the league bell cow of Pittsburgh Steelers offense.
I don't know. I mean, he's got some fresh legs. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling the Le'Veon. And I was kind of sour on him all offseason, but he's been creeping up here for me.
I feel just like running backs that
He's
move
apologizing
teams
to
have
his
a really rough first year. I just feel like running backs that change teams just don't have a good first year for some reason.
I think it's just, I don't know. I think with this system that he's gonna be looking to get a lot of touches. It's easily 300 plus touches for him, and I think almost 100 of those are gonna be catches.
Adam Gase will find a way to jerk it up.
It's gonna be the Frank Gore treatment.
Adam
The
Gase,
Frank Gore and Kenny Drake
Yeah,
treatment.
he'll be Kenny Draking the shit out of him out there. Alright, I got Nick Chubb rolling in at number 9.
All right, Nick Chubb is my 11. I mean, you look at last year, week 7 through 17, he averaged 16.5 PPR points a game. That's really when he started getting it sexy, was week 7 through 17. Or that was, I guess, after the trade.
Yeah, after the Carlos Hyde deal.
After the trade, week 7 through 17, he averaged 16.5, which if he had that last year through the full season, that puts him in that RB8, RB9 category.
The only rub on, the only thing you can say bad about him is average 9 fewer PPR points a game versus top 16 defenses. So for the first half of the league, he was, a little bit lackluster. The Browns probably were forced to throw the ball a lot more in the second half. But as soon as Freddie Kitchens took over, they really stopped using Duke Johnson in the rushing game. I mean, they were still throwing him balls, but he was getting about half the work as far as rushing carries go. So, I mean, I think I'm all in on the Nick Chubb. And if you think about it, if Chubb's running strong, he's getting it done. The Browns are like 6-3 going into week 10. They're not just going to hand Kareem Hunt anything.
No, I mean, missing this much stretch of time for Hunt, we're talking over a calendar year of missing time in NFL action.
He's not going to be eligible until week 10.
I mean, they still have yet to finalize whether he's even eligible to participate in team activities. The 8-game suspension still could be he is out of the facility. He's completely doing workouts on his own. And we know how professional athletes, that's completely different practice.
Oh, man. Yeah, I am just out of where Kareem Hunt is going in drafts in like the 8th round. That's absolutely insane. That's throwing your draft pick away unless for some reason
it's extremely high risk, high reward. Extremely high risk. It could be your best pick of your draft.
No way they just put Chubb on the fucking curb this week. No way. And who's to say Kareem Hunt can't even keep his fucking shit in order before week 10 anyway? He's good. I don't know. I'm all in. I think Chubb, guaranteed, top 10 running back. High-powered offense. I think he's a touchdown hawk. I know he's not going to be catching that many balls. And probably all these guys that we've listed so far, he's probably catching the fewest amount of balls as the other 8 guys in front of him. But I'm still all in on Nick Chubb.
All right, so last guy in your second tier is Melvin Gordon. And like I said, I've got him as my 6th running back.
It's getting scarier and scarier.
The only thing is this holdout situation. I mean, if you look at this, the first 10 games when he was healthy, we talked about Christian McCaffrey's watermark of 13.5. Melvin Gordon's low watermark first 10 games, 16.5. 16.5 was low watermark first 10 games. He's had at least 12 touchdowns in the last 3 seasons. I mean, this is a classic situation where it's a high risk.
You just got to be there.
If he's there, he's locked in top 5 option every single week, regardless of matchup.
I don't like the idea of you just draft him and then worry about handcuffing him with Eckler. I don't like that idea. You got to spend 2 starter prices on basically one dude. If you're going to go the angle of drafting Eckler, you got to say, I say you go Melvin Gordon, be damned. And you're looking to capitalize on not only not drafting Gordon, so you still get that first round or second round player to still be in your lineup, plus the guy who's going to be getting the majority of the work with Gordon out. I am a Justin Jackson believer.
I do like Jackson. But I really wish that...
I think Eckler's going to get first crack all day, though.
Yeah, I wish Jackson would have showed me a little more in the time that he really had the opportunity to. All right, I'm just pulling up the latest rankings here for running backs. I want to see where those other Charger running backs are going. Right now, Austin Eckler's going 35th overall. He's right behind Latavius Murray. And Latavius Murray's been, going like 7th, 8th round?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Austin Eckler's crept into that 8th round conversation. I don't think Justin Jackson is really that high of a price at this point. Justin Jackson, 55th, going right above Deion Lewis, Kalen Ballage, and I know that's like 14th round.
Yeah, I got Justin Jackson in the 10th round of FFPC league.
Yeah, that's a 12-teamer, full-blown, big money FFPC. So, I mean, in most of your drafts, you're probably going to be able to get Jackson in that 12 to 15 round area. So, if you do get Melvin Gordon, maybe you just get the cheaper of the two handcuffs. And for some reason, Justin Jackson kind of turns into the guy. But I think if you get Melvin Gordon, it's almost too steep to get Eckler as well. I think you just need to let Eckler go if you get Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
Try and get Justin Jackson late.
Just try to get something out of it.
Yeah.
But the Melvin Gordon situation is getting dicier and dicier. I mean, I'm thinking he's full blown. He's in trenches. Say they're like what, $3 million annually apart right now.
Yeah, I think it was 2. It was either 2 or 3. But I mean, they're going running backs kind of right in that $12 million a year range here.
They're trying it. They're dying. The running backs are dying out there as far as money. They think they can get any Joe Smo off the street and put him in there and be efficient. And Damian Williams and James Conner are kind of proving their point.
We've seen a lot of jobs get taken.
All right, I'm in my third tier, moving to tier 3. I think you gotta give Todd Gurley the nod here.
Yeah.
Top of tier 3, where you got him? Number 10?
I've got him number 10 overall on mine. We're talking.
You got him at 11?
And you got him at 11?
Yeah.
I got him at 10. We're talking 12 of 14 games. He had over 20 PPR games, if you count the 19.9, which I did.
But I don't think that's a thing anymore.
I think they're talking Henderson getting involved as the Chris Thompson type role running back. And if that's the case, I think Chris Thompson, my 25th ranked running back, has standalone value.
What the fuck is your 20? Oh, I thought you made Chris Thompson. I was like, whoa! Got a little drinky poo there at the end.
Doing sauce pregame. Doing sauce pregame video.
What the hell?
Henderson, my 25th.
Chris Thompson is ranked?
He might not crack top 50. Where is he going?
I don't know. I was scared for a second.
All right.
I don't even think
Chris Thompson, 58. Fantasy football calculator.
That's all computers.
58.
That's all computers. Nobody's physically drafting him.
Not one person.
All right. But yeah, you kind of shoot for the stars. Hope it's all myth. Maybe you feel like
this could be the best value pick of the whole draft, though.
Oh, even if you get like 75% of what it was last year, at this point in the draft, it's sexy deluxe.
Yeah. I mean, if we're talking late second, somehow he slides into your early third. This is a pick that, I mean, if they're truly wanting to limit his touches, limit his snaps, and he is healthy, he can still be top 10 running back.
Oh,
easy.
yeah, easy. And then we get, gets a little bit who you like here later on in this third round pick. I'm going to give it right now. Did Damien tweak a hammy today?
Yeah, a little hammy situation going on.
I
don't
like
think
that.
it's serious.
I don't like that.
But we know soft tissue injuries
He's
can linger.
he's paper thin.
I do have him in my third tier. He's the last guy in my third tier, but I have him as my 13th ranked running back. And what, you have 12. So, I mean, we're right there. We're talking, if you include Week 13 through the playoffs, he had 22 points a game at running back, which is absolutely belligerent. That would have made him the 5th running back last year if he took that average. That's not going to happen. But like we said, with, who did I say? With Nick Chubb? No, who was it? No, it was James Conner. James Conner last year averaged 22 for the year. And if you knock off 5 full PPR points at 17, that still puts him right about where the 6th PPR running back is.
Yeah, you think about, if the stars align and Damian Williams actually gets what everybody thinks he can get, got what he got in the end of last year. You're looking at this guy 146 PPR points in the 6 games that he started. I mean, the only guys that are doing that well points per game wise are Barkley and McCaffrey. And I mean, and Kamara only missed about like half a point, but that's some really good company. So you're thinking this guy can skyrocket his ass into like top 5, top 8 range if he's given everything. I mean, but it's so dicey. I'm so afraid.
I don't know. I'm really not afraid. I think I'm more afraid of this soft tissue injury than his competition. I think the competition, I think they truly want to give him every single touch that they can in this backfield from what it seems like. Every offseason report says that this guy is the bell cow for their offense.
I moved him up. I had Aaron Jones above him, but I bumped him up because Theo Riddick got released. And I'm going to go Kerryon Johnson here as my 13th running back. I'm all in.
Oh, baby. On my list, I got him at 21st.
Whoa, what have you done?
The Theo Riddick, this was before the Theo Riddick discussed over the weekend. I actually made this ranking late last week. But Theo Riddick, I just don't know how much of a ceiling he has. This guy had one game over 20 PPR points last year. I know Theo Riddick's out of town, so he's going to be getting more catches, but I just don't know how exciting and electrifying this guy can get you in fantasy.
I mean, every game they gave him 14 or more carries, he had at least 13 PPR points on 13, 20, 25, 17.7. And a 20-point game, he didn't even have any touchdowns. He averaged 2 receptions a game, over 2 receptions a game he averaged. He had a 5.4 yards per carry on the season. I mean, I'm all in on him.
I mean, I think that's definitely easily the biggest difference we've had so far. I mean, I think Melvin Gordon was our other difference. That was like 3 spots. We're talking a full, like 7 difference here?
He came to me, slid to me in that last pick of that 12th pick of the 3rd round in that FFPC league I was just talking about. He slid to me all the way. I was staring at him. I got a semi-chub going on, and he fucking made it to me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's going to be our second running back? You watch all these jabronis, watch Devontae Freeman go, you watch Leonard Fournette go, and he slid all the way to the sexy baby.
Like I said, I just don't know if the ceiling's there for him.
Hell, I got him over Dalvin Cook even.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't. I'm not a believer.
Who you got right behind
Dalvin Cook missed 18 games his first 2 seasons.
Who you got right after Kerryon?
I got Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook? I got Cook as my 12th ranked. I have him sneaking in the very last spot in my RB1 category. If we're talking after his injury, average 15.5, which for the season he'd be in that 8 to 10 range. And that 15.5, that includes a 2-point PPR game from your Bears.
Bears.
Still averaging 15.5 after the injury. But like I said, that 15.5, you're looking at 8 to 10.
Injury, though. By the time he comes back from injury, you're eliminated from fantasy playoff contention.
I mean, he had to spend a second on him.
I'm not down with him. I'm over him. I mean, I'm not over him like I'm my 14th running back. It's not like I'm shitting all over him, but I would take Kerryon Johnson over the likes of and Gurley and Damian. Oh, no.
The Bond Vinyl, baby.
Bond Vinyl. Who you got? I got Aaron Jones next, just for the sure.
What is that, your 14?
Upside. 15.
15. I got Aaron Jones at my 16.
Round off Aaron Jones with the top 15 right here. He's still in my 3rd tier. My 3rd tier is a little bit bigger than yours is. I have 8 dudes in my 3rd tier. I think the 3rd tier is a lot of similar production.
I had 5 guys in my 3rd tier, and I've got 5 guys in my 2nd tier here. But I mean, my 4th and 5th kind of are pretty thin.
6 in my tier 2.
So I mean, he's in my 4th tier. I mean, Aaron Jones in the 12 games he played last year, you take the average throughout the full season, he would have been the 12th ranked PPR running back. So I mean, he's right on that cusp of back end RB1. Top shelf RB2. I think Williams is going to be getting less work. I think Jones is by far the better athlete in this backfield.
Not even close.
So I think as long as he's had a suspension under his belt. If he can dodge that, dodge the injuries. I mean, we're talking. I think
Rodgers is the only one. I think Rodgers is holding back because Rodgers is that guy Ryder don't dump it off.
He's just going to check it. I mean, and plus he's going to check
Packers
out the
have
run plays, and he's just going to chuck it.
Packers had the second fewest targets to running backs last year. Oh, third fewest, my bad. 30th. 30th in the league in running back targets last year. But Aaron Jones, in the 8 games where he received 12 or more touches, he had 152.5 PPR points. That's 19 a game. He had over 21 when given 16 or more touches. I mean, if given the workload, this guy's going to do it for you. Give it sexy. He is.
I think if you're talking points per touch, Aaron Jones will be a top 5 points per touch running back. I think if he just truly gets the opportunity to, that this guy is going to be everything he is from his touch. I think this guy, I mean, if you can dodge the injuries and you can get him more in the system and have him true the lead back, he's a true value at this play. When he's been going
mid-third.
Here, I mean, if you look at Fantasy Football Calculator,
I think I've seen him go late second a couple times in the shit ton of mock drafts.
I mean, Aaron Jones, yeah, he says they're 14th running back, so actually Calculator's kind of loving up on him a little more than we are.
Yeah, I gave him 15, they got him at 14.
I got him 16.
That's just because I got carry on bum. I love him.
He's your boy.
To the top. All right, moving into the round. We got 16 right here. I got some Marlon Mack.
All right, you got him at 16. I got him at 18. I mean, when he truly looked really good down the stretch, he was like a top 5 back the second half of the season.
Oh, when Marlon Mack came back is when the Colts started making their playoff push. Marlon Mack was a very important part of this offense. Andrew Luck was just playing and banging, throwing the ball 50 times a game while he was out. He came back. He gave the offense some balance. Marlon Mack is another one of those guys who I'm not in love with the talent.
The injury. I think it's the injury things as well. Yeah. I mean, for me, I think he is really talented. I mean, he is fast. He's electrifying. He's quick. But for me, I mean, you take the average a game he had last year, put it over 16 games, which I feel like I've said this a lot, but you take the average what he played in over 16 games, he would have been the 12th ranked running back last year.
That's solid action. I mean, I got him at 16 here. I think he can outplay that. I think he can somehow bump his way into the tier 2 of running backs. But I don't know. It's just they've brought in some mouths to feed out there in Indy, but
they've got a lot of weapons that they brought in.
Yeah.
And I mean, some red zone weapons too. I mean, Funches is kind of the red zone guy. They drafted an electrifying rookie at receiver.
Campbell.
So,
Paris Campbell.
Yeah, Paris Campbell, and you obviously have T.Y. You got, your
Ebrons,
and you're gonna have a healthy Jack Doyle.
Man,
I mean, there's gonna be a lot of guys.
Fuck off on the Jack Doyle already.
I mean, you need 2 tight ends though.
Yeah, but they haven't played more snaps than Eric Ebron.
Well, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Eric Ebron's the only player to ever catch 10 double-digit touchdowns from Andrew Luck, and they're just like, well, I really like Jack Doyle. And it's like,
I mean,
dude,
they're going to be
it.
running a lot of 2 ends. I think they can run a lot of 2 tight end sets.
You can, but there's no reason why Jack Doyle's on the field instead of Eric Ebron, unless you're running the football, I guess. It's absurd. It makes me mad. I'm not even that big of an Eric Ebron guy, but goddamn, the guy did so well for you last year. You can't throw him a cookie over a guy like Jack Doyle. All right, end of my tier 3. I got some Leonard Fournette, baby.
So what would that be? 16?
17.
17?
17.
Well, I have him as 17 for me. I mean, this guy's an absolute top 10 running back if he's healthy. Like with Dalvin Cook, it's the health that's been the main concern so far in his career. I mean, if you look at after coming back from injury last year, starting week 10, when they were talking there on like this, I think it was like a 5-game slide at this point. They started off 3-1 and they lost every single game going into week 10. They had nothing to prove out there. His first 3 weeks after the injury, he went 28, 22, 26 in PPR.
Then you started punching people.
I think Foles, they're going to actually be not as run-heavy of a team, so maybe Fournette can stay healthy. They have
no way Nick Foles doesn't make the offense better.
I mean, improved offensive line. I think this offensive line is going to be sneaky, very, very good. I think this cracks the top 10 offensive line this year. I And they drafted right tackle. They traded up for him in the second round, an absolute mauler in Jawan Taylor from Florida. This is an improved offensive line, a drastically improved quarterback, another year mature of the outside weapons, and I think maybe less touches is a better thing for Leonard Fournette.
Then Keelan Cole lead the league in drops and only had like 50 targets.
Keelan Cole sucks. He's bad.
That's crazy.
He's not good.
That was ridiculous.
He's
I
got
saw
like
that stat the
one-
other day and I was like, what am I looking at?
Well, I think Landry, I'm pretty sure, led the league in drops, but he also had like 150 targets.
Yeah.
So he had like 11 drops. But
Looking bum. Alright, moving into tier 4 at my running back 18. I'm still a believer. I got Philip Lindsay, baby.
so what did that have you? Is that
Eight-
18?
18, yeah.
All right, I've got him at 20.
Alright, you still a
I
believer.
mean, he's
Still
in the
kinda a believer.
ballpark. I mean, I think he's going to lose hefty red zone work, and he's really not that great of a pass catcher. We're making this video before they're saying, who was it, Theo Riddick, I think, was going for a visit as well. I think Theo Riddick is visiting Denver and New Orleans. I saw it on Roto World. So at this point, making the video, has not signed with anyone. If Theo Riddick goes to Denver... No, listen, I don't think that helps Theo Riddick's stock at all, but I think it hurts Lindsay's stock.
Theo Riddick, man, he can catch the football. The reason why the Lions released him is because he can't do shit without it, man. It's like me if I could get out there and catch all the footballs, but I'm not going upfield. I'm not making anybody miss. Theo Riddick after the catch is absolutely gross. What are they doing? What are you doing, John Elway? Look at Lindsay. In his weeks 1 through 14, before he got injured, he only had single digits PPR once, and it was the game where he got thrown out for fighting people in the Ravens game.
That was like the second quarter.
That's the only game he had single digits PPR in. I mean, this guy was getting it done. He had 10 total touchdowns for a little guy. That's getting it done. I don't know if he'd be able to repeat that action, but I do think he can improve on his 35 receptions from last year.
Yeah, and one thing I like too is this guy was third in the league of 40-plus yard carries. This guy is a guy who's got top-end speed, who can take it the distance on any given play.
Yeah, 8 of 14 games. He had 15 PPR or better, and that's only getting 20 touches in 2 games. So he's out there getting it done on a limited role out there for you. I'm a believer. I don't think he can. I don't think he's going to be able to be a running back 1. I don't think that's the score.
No, what was he? I mean, he was
no,
right there last year.
Yeah, he was right
10,
there last year. He was right there last
10
year.
or 12, something like that.
But he can be if those touchdowns stay the same.
Yeah, but
Those touchdowns go down to 6 or 7. He's probably
I just
more into
feel like
the range that we got him right here. 18.
I just feel like I would put a lot of money on the under of 10 touchdowns
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
And let's see where he finished last year here.
Who the fuck is that?
4 PPR. Oh, that's... It's 13. He's like a picture of one of my keeper league.
Awesome.
This guy says the lady ripping a cig.
Sexy Deluxe.
At a kitchen table.
Almost as good as that guy sitting in his Speedo around. What do you have?
Look
They
at
have
this.
guns?
Look at this picture, dude. I gotta send you that picture and throw it up right here.
Hell
That
yeah.
is glorious.
Clanging and banging. Is there a bowl of mac and cheese with 3 cigarettes put out in there? I see.
The straight
I hope
bowl
so.
cut mullet.
I hope so.
But yeah, 13 PPR last year.
Oh, is that barely? I mean, yeah, but he would.
If he plays this game, he's RB1.
Yeah, he plays the game. He's RB1. Royce Freeman. I mean, I do like Royce Freeman, but I don't think he's anywhere close to as electric as Philip Lindsay. I
just think Foreman's going to be the reason why I'm betting my house on the under of Lindsay 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Maybe not my house. I'll bet, I don't know, I'll give $100.
I got 19 and 20. I got 2 rookies. I can almost kind of interchange them. But right now, I got Josh Jacobs as my 19 over David Montgomery.
See, I got Montgomery a few slots higher. I've got Montgomery as 19, and I've got Josh Jacobs as 22.
I just didn't want to be a homer.
I've got Josh Jacobs below Montgomery, Lindsay, and Carryon.
Hating on the Josh Jacobs.
I don't know. I just really don't feel like this is going to be a good team. I don't care if they got Antonio Brown.
Gruden could always gump the works real bad out there. I've
mean,
seen Josh Jacobs ranked in the top 10 in some people's list, though.
Maybe Dynasty, that's it.
No, dude.
I know. I'm just saying for me, I don't even know if he's top 10 Dynasty.
I think Pat Mayo had him like 7 or 8.
He's wasted, dude.
Damn Canadians have no idea what they're talking
There's
about.
no way. I mean, this guy did not get the volume in college. I mean, they even have guys like Isaiah Crowell and other stuff in the backfield. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see it. Like I said, I think Montgomery, he's my 19th ranked PPR running back. I think this is a guy who can easily be in the 1,100, 1,200 yards rushing.
I mean, Montgomery's the reason why I didn't have Tariq Cohen included on this top 25.
Yeah, he's not on mine. Tariq Cohen's not on mine.
Because you look at it, in those 3 weeks where Nagy was trying to see what Jordan Howard could do via the pass game, those first 3 weeks when they were trying to force the ball through the air, Jordan Howard, Tariq Cohen wasn't doing anything.
And I think Montgomery is
He was only getting like 3 targets a game. He was averaging like 5 or 6 touches a game.
Because really, Tariq Cohen was the only back that could catch balls, so they kind of forced their hand that here it is. But now that Montgomery, they traded up to get him. He is a hand-picked, Nagy running back. I think he's going to be in that 45, 60 catches. And might be relatively close to Cohen in catches. I think they're going to be within 10 on the season.
Yeah, and you can give him Montgomery probably minimum 40, but I think his limit's probably like, what, 55, 60?
That's what I said. I said 45 to 60. I really think he could be flirting 1,100 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
And I think he can get you 7, 8 rushing touchdowns.
Man, he says he can't wait to put them pads on at Bears training camp to show everybody what he's got.
We're talking, he's the Bears homer. I mean, obviously,
I didn't want to homer out.
I'm the guy with my Baselli and my Brunell and the Fred Taylor figures.
You gotta respect the Baselli.
Dude, Baselli, book it, Hall of Fame this season. This is the year.
I just don't think he played long enough.
And if it's not this year, he's gotta wait till
he's
like in the senior division.
It's all about longevity with linemen.
Dude, for like 7 years, he only played 9 seasons, but like 7 year stretch. Could have been like the greatest left tackle of all time.
I thought it was more like 3 or 4 years where he was super all pro.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're talking like all millennial, all time worldly, like 3, 4 years.
I watched the manhandle Bruce Smith in that playoff game and get me very upset.
I mean, with this guy, I'm pretty sure he came with a trading card way back in the day. And if I remember right, I think it had a stat thing on the back and it was like sacks allowed. And there was like 1 sack allowed in like 3 years.
1 sack allowed?
It was something like that. It was insane.
They should allow him to move so he can do like a pass block. I don't like this fucking 3-point stance thing they got to do.
Dude, that's because he's making a way for Fred Taylor 90 yards in the playoffs against the Dolphins.
Oh, man.
Do you remember that?
Block. Yeah.
Like 62-7, Dan Marino's final playoff game. Just pushed it in.
Poor Dan. We had this Super Bowl as a rookie and never went back. That sucks, Dan. All right, I got 21. I'm still in on James White. I think he's one of the best values going on right now.
This is crazy. James White, my 14th ranked running back.
Dude.
14th.
Believe it.
I do it. Last year.
Wow.
Dude, last year.
How good. It's incredible.
How good was he? Was he 7?
Dude, he finished top 25 in standard like 8 times.
7th ranked PPR running back last year. I'm doubling 17. I'm giving him 14th this year. 87 catches last year.
Gronk's gone, dude. Gordon's not. Dude, Brady only throws it to he trusts.
We're talking very similar role as last year, right? I don't see how not. And the similar role as last year only got you 7th PPR overall. This is a guy who's had averaging 60 catches a year over the past 4 years here. I don't think 87, but I think easy still 70 catches.
My goodness.
I don't think the touchdowns are going to happen.
Lost 15 balls against the Chargers in the playoffs. That's crazy. Ridiculous.
17 targets as a running back.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I don't think the touchdowns are going to be there by any means. I mean, last year, he had 5 rushing touchdowns, and then he had Let's see.
He eats, though. In those 2-minute drills at the end of halves, he's
He had
eating.
12 touchdowns last year, so I don't think the touchdowns are going to be there. I think he's going down from 12. I really think it's almost going to be cut in half. I think it's going to be the 6 to 8
he
range.
faded hard down the stretch in fantasy season because he only had
If you're looking at weeks 10 through 15, he had 0 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's faded hard down the stretch when Sony Michel started really getting lean on, but
So I don't think the touchdowns are going to be there. I don't think he's going to hit the dozen touchdowns. But if you take away those dozen touchdowns, and I still think he's going to give you that mid-range, even top shelf, upper range RB2, as I have him as my 14th ranked guy.
baby.
I mean, you got to think same role, right?
I mean, Gronk gone, maybe even a few more targets here or there. I mean, who do they really have to throw it to? Edelman? That's it.
And then they got a rookie who's sounds like he's struggling in camp so
N'Keal
far.
Harry struggling in camp.
Philip Dorsett is their starting wide receiver at this point.
That's a bum.
I mean, Hogan's out.
Hogan's down in fucking Jacksonville, is he?
No.
Where
He does in Miami?
I don't know. I was in Florida somewhere.
Who would Hogan go to? But I mean, it's Edelman, and that's basically it. It's going to be Edelman and White, Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Right.
No. Yeah, Carolina.
Carolina.
It's Edelman and White catching balls. They might have 300 targets between the two of them.
Insanity. They really might. They're going to dink and dunk. Tom Brady's going to needle you. He's going to bleed you dry.
He's going to rip your soul.
75-yard, 9-minute touchdown drives 3 times a game, and it's going to fucking kill you. I'm a believer. I mean, I was a little bit like, man, I'm a believer in James White, but you, baby, you are full in. He's your leader of your tier 4 out there, even. All right, right after James White, I'm going to give it to Derrick Henry, but I'm a little afraid. I mean, Derrick Henry could easily be here, or he could be non-existent.
Also believer, I went from James White 14 to Derrick Henry 15th. My 15th ranked running back, so I don't even know what you're at. You're probably, 20th range?
This is 22, Derrick Henry.
22 Derrick Henry. I've got him as 15. What I have starred on my paper, contract year.
Yeah, that's what's it. Because it's not about Derrick Henry wanting money. It's about the Tennessee Titans not giving a damn about just running the tread off and just beating the hell out of him and giving him carry 350,
just run the piss out of
350 carries.
That'd be insane. It's literally, it would be like...
He gets 350 carries, he's a top 5 running back.
Dude, how's he not? He could average one point a touch.
Yeah, you only get like 10 receptions on the year and still those 350 carries.
No, but I mean, if you look at, besides his blow-up games, Thursday night ripped my Jags asshole apart when he had 49.8 points that game. I'm not even going to count that. I'm saying his next 3 games after that, he averaged 19 PPR points. That would put him at about 300 points on the season. And if we're talking 300 points, we're flirting with top 5-yard running back.
God, I just don't want to get reeled in, though. He's baiting me again. He's baiting me. He's got the lure.
I mean, if he... Like I said,
I feel like if they don't give him the carries and they're losing games, that
Vrabel's
could be a
getting
riot.
fired.
That could be a riot.
Vrabel's done.
They can entice a riot down in Nashville if they don't give him the damn ball.
Yeah, he has to.
He's so scary, though.
He's terrifying.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy because those games. Because he was getting work early on. He was getting like 18
and he still wasn't doing anything.
It wasn't like he just wasn't getting work the whole season. He was getting games over 15 carries early on. He was getting like 57 yards. 18 carries, 57 yards.
Maybe just needed that game to make it click. He could have. I mean, that Thursday night game could have been.
And the Titans brought in that lineman from the Rams when this guard for the Rams, I can't remember his name right now, brought him in. When he was in there, Todd Gurley was averaging 5.7 yards a carry, and when this guy was out, he was down a full yard for Todd Gurley. This guy is a run mauler. He's like top 5 PFF or whatever the hell in run blocking. I think the Tennessee Titans are like one of the only 3 teams in the NFL who are capable of turning a guy like Derrick Henry into a viable RB2. They gotta hand it to him. A lot.
Like I said, yeah, I think he's gonna be easily flirting like 280, 300 carries.
I got Devontae Freeman rolling in at 23.
All right, 23 for me.
Oh,
Same exact.
You gotta invent it.
I mean, the last 3 years, this guy's averaged 54 catches a game. And I think that's even going to go up now that Coleman's out. They improve the offensive line. He's really the only guy because Ito Smith, in my eyes, is balls. I just think if Freeman's going to be on the field, he's going to be catching 65 balls. He's going to have close to 10 touchdowns, and I think he's going to have 1,600 all-purpose yards.
What? And why you got him ranked so low?
The injury, well, it's a risk still. Still the risk with the injuries.
Oh, I think that's my dude. I don't think I'm gonna have any Freeman stock. I know it's ballsy or whatever, but
I think the value's there though. What's he going? A lot of things he's going like late 3rd round.
He's fragile.
I think that could be your, say you go wide receiver, and you're looking running back 3rd round. I think he could be a guy who somehow finishes like 13th ranked running back and really saves your league.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about, I do have them ranked accordingly. But if we're talking about guys with injury, I'd much rather have a guy like Leonard Fournette, going in that 3rd round. They're both going right at the same ADP.
Just the ceiling just a little higher.
Yeah, I just don't know, man. Freeman is just so fragile, baby. Yeah, I got Sony Michel at 24. You don't even got Sony Michel ranked.
I do not have Michel. I mean, for me, it's just, I think he's just not getting catches. That's not going to happen. Receptions are not a thing for him. And if he's truly not getting 10 to 12 touchdowns on the season, this is a next to unplayable guy in my eyes. I mean, it's touchdown or bust for him, but he could have 20 touchdowns.
Could have 15 to 20 touchdowns.
It's just, that's a guy, I think, with PPR, I just don't know if I want Michel PPR stock. If we're talking you're in a standard league, then, I mean, I think he shoots up the board because I think you're in a best ball league. I think a standard or best ball, I think Michel's flirting like 15 to 18th running back, but in PPR, I am just outside my 25.
I got Mark Ingram from bringing up the rear here. My top 25.
And I've got him at 24, so I'm loving up on him just a tad more than you.
I just like Justice Hill a little bit. I like the prospect of Justice
Hill. I think he was the top 40 running back time in the combine. So
I like
they're adding speed in Baltimore and an already very nasty, aggressive running team. Now they got the speed. They drafted the best wide receiver in my eyes in the draft, and they got the fastest running back in the draft. So have by far the fastest quarterback in the league. So this offense is going to be around speed, but I think Ingram is going to tote the ball. I think he's going to get the red zone looks. You look at last year and at 12 plus carries, he averaged 15.5 in those games, and that can put him in that average can put him in that RB1, RB2 border, right about that 12th, 13th running back.
I do like him. I do like his prospects. I was afraid of the Gus Bus is there. Justice Hill's there. Lamar Jackson's going to be running the ball. What do they say? They say take the over on like 120 carries or whatever the hell that Cam Newton was.
Because last year he was on pace for like 250 or something with Lamar Jackson. And the head coach already saying take the over. He's going to be Cam Newton's single-season record. I mean, we're talking he's carrying the ball 15 to 18 times a game as a quarterback.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's just ripping him apart. There's no way he can sustain that.
No.
He's added like 5-10 pounds or whatever, but there's no way.
Alright, you like the cut of our jib, give us a subscribe, pound that like button. We need those likes, we need the comments, get them going. You don't agree with any of the guys, where we got them ranked, tell us about it in the comments section. We do respond to all comments out there, so we will get back to you.
Alright, thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you later.
We got, me and Buddy, we got an RV going on. We're getting it ready for the bass. So I'm thinking about getting ourselves a tankers, like Instagram account, so we can kind of document and kind of do some little videos on our journeys, the Bears tailgates, get a little rowdy, get a little festive out there. So check that shit out. I'll tell you when we get the Instagram up and running and when we get the RV up and sexy, baby.
Alright, see you later.